Hey everyone, good afternoon Shubham, good afternoon Anjum. Everyone, can you guys give a quick thumbs up if you're able to hear me and see me clearly? Shubham, Anjum, can you confirm if you're able to hear me? Yes, give a quick thumbs up. You can utilize this platform for putting your questions in the chat or in the Q&A, and also you can utilize the emoji which you can confirm in between. I will be asking you some questions. Great. So now it is 2:05. We will begin our session. So welcome to today's masterclass. Good evening, Tanis. Good evening, everyone. So welcome to today's masterclass, guys. I'm Alok Anand, your host for the session, co-founder at Alma Better. I'm having 8+ years of experience in backend development and ML engineering. So I could not be more thrilled to have you all here for an important topic, which is software engineering. Is it still a high growth career choice? I have seen multiple people in different sessions. They are asking what will happen to web development, what will happen to software engineering if AI is there in place. Will AI be a better developer than us? How this whole role and the future of this role is going to be. So whether you are a student, a career switcher, or someone aiming for development as a career, this question has probably crossed your mind multiple times, right? And with rapid advancements in AI automation, and you might have seen a lot of news around you about the global tech shifts, is software engineering again still the dream job once it was, right? So that is what exactly we are going to talk about and we are going to explore today. And joining us for this deep dive is someone who has been through this journey firsthand, an Alma Better alumni. He is right now working as the React.js developer in Zing HR, and someone who has carved out his own place in the tech world because he belonged to non-tech, and then from non-tech he transitioned to tech, and right now he has been working for, I think, over 1 or 2 years, more than 2 years of experience now he has got. So let's start this journey. I hope all of you guys are excited, and this session is going to be worthwhile to all of you. Make sure you have the patience, you go through it. I will try to explain you about the software engineering. The agenda is going to revolve around the opportunity what you have got in the software engineering, and there I would like to first start with whether the software engineering as a term or web development as a term, what these things are and where you are going to work on as a developer, where do you fit in, how this whole system looks like. Then after that we will go to roadmap. So to become a software engineer or to become a web developer, then in that case, how do you take this roadmap? How do you start it? Where do you start? Where do you kind of reach in between? What all things you have to work on? Then role of Alma Better. So we have been in this first job in tech domain. That is what our problem statement is. So how we have designed it, what we have got from 1200 plus hiring partners, the insights what we have got in hiring, as well as the work alumni do in companies. That is how we have designed our curriculum. So that is what I would have a discussion about it. And then we will have Vaibhav joining. We will have here Javed joining on the platform, and then he will be sharing his story. And lastly, we will have Q&A, right? So next, I hope all of you guys, you are able to hear me. The agenda we have discussed. Now we will talk about the first thing in our agenda, the opportunity about the software engineer, what developers do, right? What developers do. You can see there are four terms which are mentioned: automation, data management, security, user experience. But I want to break down into a term which will help you understand overall journey of a application, because at the end of it, when I say software engineer or when I say web developer, you are creating some kind of application which we deal on a day-to-day basis. You have applications in your mobile, you use applications on your web browser, you go to Chrome, you go to Amazon, you go to Flipkart. These are all applications which you use to get things done, right? Let's take an example and let's try to understand in very simplified term, and which I generally kind of have discussion with lot of web developers when I want to give them a perspective around what's the role of them. So first of all, if I talk about any user, okay, if I talk about any user, let's say this is somebody who is sitting on the laptop, and here that person is using Amazon application on browser. Let's understand it very simply. Have done it multiple times. Amazon, Flipkart, any example you take, just let's take an example of Amazon. You go over here, What do? You go and search about the product, you choose the product, right? These are the things. You search the product which you want to buy. Then if you like it, then after that you add to cart. Then after you do the payment, and then all the process after that it starts, right? You search, you add to cart, you do the payment, and then it is delivered to you at the end, right? Delivered to you. Now, this particular application, what you interact with, just understand this in a very simplified term. The application which you interact with, this is something is developed by the coder, the engineers, the developers, right? This application is developed by developers. Now, this application here, what is developed by the developers, there is one more layer to it. What you interact with, it's the front end, something which you can interact with, something which you can see. But there is one other part of the whole ecosystem, and that is the data that is getting stored. Data is stored in cloud, right? Data is getting stored in cloud, and cloud can be different companies. Given different companies, they give cloud platforms like AWS, like Azure, like Google. They provide the data centers where you can store the data. Now, what is this? It's a machine which is live 24/7. It's a machine like your laptop, which is live 24/7, where codes are executed. Where codes are executed. You don't have to execute the code or run the code by yourself. It is 24/7 live. Everything is happening automatically. And here, your data is stored. Whatever information, your login ID, password, your search history, your what product you have bought, how much payment you have done, everything is stored in the cloud. Now, the interaction between cloud and the application, it is done through something called as APIs. You will learn about this when you go in software engineering. So APIs are something which helps you transfer the data from cloud to front end, and also from for a front end to cloud. That is how you move it. Now, here I have seen the user, and user is kind of using the platform Amazon, and all the data is getting interacted with cloud, and you are going to be the developer who will develop the application, which user will be coming, searching, adding everything, payment and everything is being done over here. That application you develop, and the data from where it is getting kind of transferred, that is the cloud. Now, here I'm talking about the user perspective. If I talk about as a developer, because all of you guys here, you aspire to become web developer or software engineer. So in that case, you are, let's say, sitting over here, right? There are multiple developers, right? Let's say these are laptops, multiple developers sitting over here, right? This is developer one, two, three, four. Multiple developers work in a company. These are your developers who develops this application, right? Who develops this application. Now, how it is going to happen? You cannot go to Mumbai where AWS data center is present and there you are going to work. No, it's not going to be like that. It's something which is present over there. You, as a developer, you will be interacting with cloud, but through some application like Git, Docker. These are few applications which you will be using in between. So what you're going to do, you will write some code as a developer and push it in the or send it to Git. Git will send to cloud to make it live for user. Similarly, all the developers, they are going to use either Docker or Git and all these things to use it and make it available for the user. So here you code, you use this Git or Docker as an application to manage when you are developing, when you want to go live, because if you change one thing, it will not automatically reflect on the user. There is an application that is in production. This is what is with what we call it as production, that is running over here, where your application is live for the user. And here you develop, then you push it to Git. Git will push it to cloud, and then cloud के साथ this application will start getting executed. The application will be updated. Now, you understand why I wanted to get into this technicality, right? The reason was I wanted to tell you each and every step you see, it is something which is designed very specific to companies, right? how this system of Git and Docker will be connected with cloud, and then how it will be used with application, how system security will be looked at, how the automation and efficiency must be achieved. The application of Amazon is different than Flipkart, different than Miso and any other e-commerce, and talk about any other application. In similar domain, you will see different companies have different application. So every company, they have this kind of setup already present when you will, let's say, join, and that time when you interact with, it will be a unique system for each and every company. And that is where, even if AI and everything will come in, you as a developer, you have to be kind of aware about looking at the cost, looking at the system, what this company follows specific to that company. You try to implement those solutions for the different problems, right? So this is where the AI is something which is going to help you with all these, but not can take over your role at the end, because there are multiple different steps. And I have not talked about testing over here. I have not talked about the life cycle of software development in detail. I'm just giving you an overview of this. And this itself, you can see there are multiple things. You have application, you have APIs, you have to interact with the cloud, which where data is stored, you have to interact with Git, Docker, and this whole system, DevOps plus front end, back end. There are multiple things that is in play. And that is where AI cannot replace any developer to the core of it. You need a person who will design a solution based on the requirement of company, and every company is different, and every company needs that kind of manual intervention to go into. So that is what developers do. They bring in automation and efficiency. You create multiple applications. There is one application which user lands to, there is one application which delivery boy they use, there can be another application for the different warehouses. So there are different applications which you develop in one company in Amazon itself, and their users are different. Some for some application, users are internal company people as well, or some users can be delivery boy. So that different application you are going to bring in. And once that those applications are created, automatically efficiency and automation is presented over there. Just imagine, there is no application for the delivery boy. How do you manage all the things, whether it is delivered or not, timely delivery, whether it was done or not, whether the product was delivered in the right shape or not, or in the right state or not, right? So those things are there which you kind of ensure when you create an application for delivery boy, right? That brings in automation, that brings in efficiency in the overall system. Then you have data management. As I mentioned, this whole data, your search history on Amazon, the product you have bought, order history, what kind of product you like, all these information is stored somewhere, right? Stored somewhere. That's why every time you go on Amazon's website, you see that products are recommended based on your interest. And more you use the platform, better its recommendation kind of become, right? So that data management, where those information should be stored, is something which as a developer you will be involved. And user experience and accessibility. As I mentioned, user is coming to Amazon website. Just understand this one simple thing. You go to Amazon website, and it takes, let's say, 2 minutes to load. It's a very high number actually. Even if it takes more than 30-40 seconds, developers, they have to optimize it under 10 seconds. Your website should load, right? So what you are going to do, how you are going to do all those things, it's something which you have to figure out. So user experience, one of the biggest factor is how quickly your website loads. And then after that, there are a lot of places like where your search bar should be, where how your product should be shown, how your discounts campaigns and everything should be shown. So everything is optimized in such a manner that whenever some user are coming to your application, they should have a good experience. An easy way of using the application is very much required. So there also you are going to be kind of working, you will be involved as a developer, right? So one thing which you have to always keep it in mind. Okay, of course, there is a system of cloud, Git, Docker, everything over here. But at the end of it, the work of developer is kind of like the backbone of IT industry, right? So if I talk about software engineers, those guys are the backbone of IT industry. Because if you don't create any application, if you don't create any application which will kind of store the data, the further thing will not happen. Data scientist will not come in picture, or any other role will not come in picture. In IT industry, everything starts with something where your automation efficiency is achieved through applications, right? And that goes in different format. You go to IoT. In IoT also, data is coming from some sensor and getting stored somewhere, and it is shown on some application, some UI. There also, as a developer, somebody is involved in working on those things, right? So the software engineers are the backbone of IT industry, because they ensure something tangible present on internet through which your user can interact, right now you are using this software AirMeet, right? Some coder, they have developed this whole application. That's why I'm able to have a conversation with you. You are able to put it in the chat and QA and everything, you are able to utilize, right? That is how you have to think about this whole feed. Now during this course, when you are, like, what you do, that's what we discussed during this time, what all things you kind of deal with, what all things you kind of need to understand. So first thing is application development. If I talk about this first point, application development is something you have to learn, you will deal with on a day to day basis, right? So when you work as a developer, what is something which you deal with on a day to day basis? The first thing would be application development, right? And not just talking about your application which you see on mobile. That is one side of it. Everything has some application, right? Your Apple Watch or your watch, that also has some kind of uh, application. Same goes with your TV. Now your TV, if it's smart TV, you will see there are some applications over there. So first thing is, on what platform, what application. It can be internet based web application, it can be a mobile based application, right? So how do you develop this? This is something which you have to first deal with. You will learn some stacks like MERN stack. We will talk about this. I will talk about this MERN stack. This, what it does, using JavaScript, you create the application. So here, MongoDB is backend, then Express.js, React.js, Node.js. So this is like a core of JavaScript. When you are using, you develop the application. Now the second part comes once you are comfortable, once you know this, if you know how to write, so you will be developing, you will constantly, as a developer I was talking about here, you will develop some kind of changes. Let's say tomorrow you have to change some pages on Amazon application, so you will start developing using this MERN stack, right? This is one of these stack. You can have multiple different stack, but one of the very commonly used stack is MERN stack. Then after that, you have cloud. So as I mentioned, you have to manage the data, you have to send the data, you have to interact with cloud. And for security, for the safety, for all the different setup which you need to do, there you need to learn about cloud. So AWS, Azure, any one of these, if you learn, you are good to go. You will understand the know-hows, because most of the all the clouds, the 95% things are kind of same, just that they have different name to it. So you have to then understand the cloud. Okay, the application which I am developing, how it will automatically execute the code, right? Execute the code. And this is available for millions of users. That's what your clouds do, right? That ensures that some machine is available 24/7, and the application which you have coded is available for millions of users. And this making something available for millions of users is the next level dopamine as a backend engineer, as machine learning engineer, as you being in IT domain and as a developer, you will feel. Because at the end, you have developed something, and then when user they start using it, you start seeing the data coming in, things are live. That's the next level dopamine which you get in this field, and that is something which I can truly tell, right? Next is, after cloud, you need to have a understanding of APIs, right? APIs are something like a vein of tech, right? When we have this veins and artery, our blood vessels, these, what it does, it kind of transfer your blood in different organs to keep everything functioning. That's what your APIs are. API ensure that data flows from your cloud to the user, what user can see. Here you can see your name, like Javed Ansari, Shubham, you can see your name, right? That name is shown to the front end, something which you can see. Data is coming from the cloud. Data is coming from the cloud. And how that data is coming? Through APIs, right? This you have to understand. Then it goes to third party integrations. Like, you have to have the understanding of, let's say, payment gateways, how do you integrate, and multiple other things, chatbots, etc. Those are the things which you eventually learn how to integrate. And then lastly, you have DevOps. In DevOps, what I was talking about, that you will be interacting with Git, you will be interacting with Docker, right? These are some things in between which manages your code, which manages your code. These application manages your code. It means if you are right now developing, it will give you data from cloud and everything, but it's not going to be live for user. But if you switch some, or if you give some command, it will change from development to making it available for the millions of users. So it will change, okay, now my changes are final. You will tell to Git, and Git will push it to cloud, and it will be then available for all the users. So this Git and Docker, how do you manage? That's what your DevOps is, right? GitHub, you have Docker. These are some things which helps you kind of manage the whole system, and not just limited to this. You are setting up the environment where easily you can develop something and make it available for all the users. So these four things, if you focus on, this is what the crux of IT domain as developers or software engineering is, right? You have to look at four different aspects. First, application. How do I develop? Some language I have to learn. I have to learn about some stack, let's say MERN stack, or you have to learn about some Django. So if you want to use Python, or if you want to use JavaScript, and most famously, most of the companies, they are using MERN stack now. This is the very common stack which most of the companies are using. With React JS, you might have heard about. And then goes cloud, DevOps, etc. So if you are working on these four things, you will be able to set up this whole thing which we talked about, making something which is available for millions of users. Correct. Now, this is what I wanted to give you as first level understanding. Now let me take you guys quickly through different problem statements you work in different industries, because I took one example of Amazon. You kind of got this, but there are very small things which you work on. It's not just like one full application is always there. Once it is created, it's not going to be, or once it is developed, it's not going to be changed. Always there is something or the other changing, whether it is the user basis, whether it is the how data should be managed, or what type of recommendation should be given to you. All those different things are always changing to give you the best experience at the end. And eventually, if you have the best experience, these companies will get the money as well, because at the end, if you are good, if you are liking some software, if you're liking some application, you will go there multiple times and eventually buy something, right? So in e-commerce, there are other things, like you work on secure payment gateways. Those payment gateways which are set up, you will be involved there, how to make it better, right? How this whole money transaction, which application, which third party application should I integrate? Third party application, like there are different application which you can integrate it directly. Like you might have heard about PayPal, right? So PayPal ensures that you just integrate in your application, somebody can come over there and do the payment. You optimize website speed. So you always keep on checking that whether your website has right speed or not, whether the load time is high, how many people are kind of bouncing off, like coming to your website, and because it's not giving the optimal experience, they might bounce off. And you might have done a lot of times. You might have gone in few peculiar government websites where if it takes a lot of time, you get irritated and you come out of it, right? So that is where it becomes really important for these companies to ensure their website speed is seamless, right? Or website speed is optimized. Now, ensure mobile responsiveness. Now a lot of people, they use mobile, they use uh, all the applications in mobile. So you have to ensure whatever you show it on a laptop versus what you show on mobile, those has two versions. It should be optimized from for mobiles as well. And these are the very small nuances you learn when you go through the whole journey of becoming a software engineer. Next, like OTT platforms, right? We have seen Disney, now it's Geo Hotstar. This is now Geo Hotstar, right? Prime Video, Sony Live, Netflix. These are different OTT platforms. What are the roles of software developers? What are the roles of software engineers over there? Building the video streaming platforms with adaptive bitrate streaming. It means the live streaming which you see, right? you can see that your whole video, when you are watching, it will not be loaded. Some part of it will be loaded. Once you cover again, go forward, then rest of the part will be loaded. These are called as bitrate streaming, where you are trying to optimize your overall load to your system. It is cost efficient, as well as user, they are finding it right in terms of watching the videos, right? You can see how much thought you might not realize right now, but this on Geo Hotstar, you are watching IPL right now. So many people are watching it concurrently, right? So many people are watching it together. That live match, how much it goes in the engineering part, you will kind of realize it when you search about it. Just search about it, that the backend, backend development, or the backend system of the streaming platforms, right? Video streaming platforms, you will understand how much it kind of requires, how deep understanding it requires to develop these kind of applications. You optimize content delivery network. So if, let's say, some match is happening in Spain, right? So from there, how your data should be transferred to you, right? How your data should be if you're watching from India and some match is happening in Spain, how it should be optimized so that you don't have so much of lag. That is where your content delivery networks are used, CDNs are used, right? So it will try to find the nearest data center from which you can easily or quickly get the data, right? So these are the things which you are going to work on, which you are going to understand it further, work on it as a developer. Next, you have, let's say, food tech. Integrate real time order tracking. So real time order tracking, location based services on Google Maps, you might have seen, but same services like Google Map, Zomato, Swiggy, these companies, they also use it, right? So who do you think will be integrating these in the application? Developers, right? They have to learn about third party integration. And food tech, this is one of the very important uh, this is one of the very important feature which they have given you, right? Because you can track where my delivery boy is, how much time it will take, right? So these are very important things in terms of user experience which they have integrated. Ensure high scalability to handle peak hour traffic efficiency. So let's say on these applications like Zomato, Swiggy, you will see a lot of times there, during the evening time, they have the maximum people ordering from the app. So it becomes their kind of problem statement, that when lot of people are coming in a small period of time, let's say in half an hour, lot of people suddenly came to the application and started ordering food, right? So they have to handle that kind of jump, that kind of dip, so that your application is not crashing, right? These are the real problem statements which they work on. If you go to fintech, now in fintech, lot of work on security, lot of work on encryption protocols, lot of work on how your whole overall system is fraud proof. So those are the things you work on it, those are the system or the workflows you establish over there, right? Now the purpose of talking about these two things, right, these two slides, was to give you an understanding. It's not just understanding about, okay, there is some application I'm going to design. No, the core thing, again, I will mention over here that developers are the backbone of IT industry. Why? Because these are the things which you see on screen. These are the crucial thing for these companies for ensuring the user experience. And who will be frontier of this, who will be kind of ensuring that those ideas, those features are there in application? Developers, right? That's why they are called as backbone of IT industry. Now, these are some things which I discussed in terms of, how a software developer, when you think about this as a career option, what all things you will be involved, right? How you can imagine yourself in this whole ecosystem. Next, I want to talk about is AI revolution, right? Impact of AI in software engineering. Because you have, let's say, all these things to be done. I gave you a one simple, very simple thing is, every company, they have their own system. Every company, they have their own flow, and it's very difficult for AI to automate and kind of remove software engineers from the ecosystem. It's something which is, next 5 years at least, it's something which is impossible. You cannot remove any software developers and put that now AI will develop everything from scratch. No, there will be developers, there will be backend developers, there will be front end developers, there will be developers who will ensure these all things are in line to ensure that application is live and users are finding it live to do some things, right? Like order some uh, products from Amazon, right? Now, when AI has come, now how software engineers are using it. Currently in companies, how software engineers are using this AI, which is nothing but Chat GPT, anything, Gemini, you talk about right, DeepSeek, all these things are right now something which you have uh, kind of seen it, you have heard it, and you think that these will replace the software developers. No, it's not going to replace, but definitely developers are using it in their job, right? They are using it in their job. And the one of the thing is the smarter code creation. Now it has become easy that okay, you know what is the solution around it, you give some prompt and also some sample code, and it gives you very structured way of writing the code, right? Structured way of writing the code. Now you don't have to be, let's say, 1 2 3 years of experience to write a very clean and structured code. You can ask ChatGPT to structure it, right? So code structure is something which has become easy. And also code generation, let's say, if you know the solution, it will give you some code which you can copy from there. But that copied code, it's not necessary that it will be directly integrated. You have to put in your logic of okay, where I should do the tweaks, where I should change it a little bit, and then you are going to integrate it in your whole code base of an application. So it helps you, it gives you a direction, not gives you the full solution to it. Okay. Next is now with AI, more personalized and human like software you will see people have now started creating. When I say human like software, you have someone similar to human as a chatbot. You can chat with that chatbot because that is AI powered. You have integrated as a developer in your software, and that AI is smart enough, right? It's something which is smart enough now to interact with somebody, give them based on their questions some understanding if they want. If you integrate that chatbot, it will give them the answer. It will give the users answer based on what products do you have. If they have any queries, if they have any questions, they can give the right answers and give them some good direction to this, right? So now these are things which makes it more personalized. So when I go over there, based on my past search history, based on my past orders, it will give me some recommendation, it will give me some kind of conversation I can have with that particular AI. So this makes it more human like software, right? More human like software, where you are not interacting with IT, rather you are interacting with somebody who is which is kind of like very similar to human, not physically, but in terms of giving you the direction, giving you the recommendation, right? Now, here, if you think about how software engineers they use it in the application, they integrate these kind of these kind of applications. So in their your application, you will integrate Chat GPT as a chatbot, or you will integrate Gemini as a chatbot. Now, it might look very simple, or you might not be able to understand the complexity of this. This becomes very complex in terms of how much cost you have to optimize. You cannot let millions of people use your chat gpt as a backend recklessly. You try to make it optimize, and a lot of mind and lot of time goes into deciding what, how, and how it will be implemented, right? Next is super speed development. Now the development has become kind of speeded, right? Now what has happened now, your development time earlier, let's say it was taking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it will take you 1 week to develop that. Now what does that mean? It's not like that if you are able to develop in 1 week or 2 weeks instead of 1 month, your job will be done, and after 1 year company will say okay, I don't have any further problem statement. Because every company, they have problem statements every month, and it will keep on changing, right? It will keep on adding up. More and more features will be given, more and more optimization will be required, although all those things now will be done in a very quick manner. But at the end of it, what will happen? There will be more and more problem statements that will keep on coming, right? So it becomes easy for the engineers, it becomes easy for the developers to quickly develop it because code structure and generation is done, right? You can have very smart APIs or application which you can integrate, which can make it whole thing more and more intelligent in nature, right? So this super speed development now it has started. Like 1 month, what it used to take, now it takes 1 to 2 weeks, maybe 50% mostly you will see that has reduced because people they don't have to search a lot. They get very directional code and very structured code from ChatGPT or similar application. Lastly, but very important thing, which is faster learning for developers, right? Faster learning for developers. Now, this is something, if I talk about, this is one of the key things which will contribute uh, to which AI will contribute to software engineers. So one of the key aspect is faster learning for developers. For you, if you want to learn something which you require, which will ensure that your overall software is now more fast or more optimized, you can quickly learn it, right? You can ask ChatGPT and it will give you some direction. It will give you the basics of it and quickly you can learn. Earlier you had to go through different website, earlier you had to go through different things which will make you which will take some time. Now this faster learning is for developers who are there in the system because they have to learn 5% 6% things which are new, right? But when you want to do the structured learning, when you want to start from basic, when you have to build your foundation right, you have to understand, okay, if I start it off, how does it start? Like, where do I write the first thing? Where do I write the first code? How does it look like on outside? So these are the things you have to learn in a structured manner. I will talk about that in just some time in more detail. Just wanted to give you an understanding. So when you go, it becomes easy for you to learn now if you want to learn some small parts in your overall application. So this is where AI is contributing for software engineers, not eliminating them, rather empowering them, right? So wherever you see that software engineering will be kind of become obsolete, that's all just moot point. You will talk to any software engineers and they will say you same, they will tell you the same thing, that AI is helping them, they are using it, but it's very far away right now, that whole development will be eradicated, or whole developer itself will be replaced by AI, right? Now, there are a few things. Now, I hope you guys have understood the crux of it. One thing now which I want to talk about is the opportunity side of it, because it was important to first understand that what is the scope of your work, what you will be involved in, and how much impact it gives, right? At the end of it, whatever you do as a backbone of IT, it will be reflected on the applications, and users are going to use it, and in a way, directly, indirectly, it contributes to the revenue of company. And overall, that is what our job is. When you join any company, everybody's objective is for the company, whether it is CEO or you, everybody is aligned towards making company grow, right? Now, one thing now you have to keep very clear in mind, that when this whole thing is happening right now of AI revolution, where AI is kind of getting in this ecosystem, more and more people are getting skilled enough. Now the percentage of people who were finding something difficult to understand, they are able to understand easily because of AI. Now more and more IT jobs, more and more problem statements are coming up where they require skilled person to be part of it. There is a trend of now increased IT jobs. Trust me, it's something which might look very counterintuitive, but there are more and more companies coming up, startups coming up, where people who have the skill in IT, they require in AI development, in data science, in cybersecurity, in prompt engineering, as developers. So there is an increment in the IT jobs which we have seen. And this is where you will see the impact of AI, because now automation with intelligence is something which companies are looking for. So you should know how to integrate AI in your system. You should know how to deal with AI in your software engineering. If you know that, then in that case, there is a job for you. There is a job for you in the market, and companies, they require really skilled people. And you will see everywhere when you search about it, it's something where mostly in the past 2 3 years we have seen there is a significant growth in past year in terms of the number of AI related jobs or development related jobs or IT related jobs. Okay, This is a 37% almost, right? It's very huge number. This is something which has come up in the past 1 year or so, right? People, they require more skilled people. The only problem is you minus out the AI part from software engineering. So lot of times people, they have understanding of basic development, but how to utilize the AI in this system, because it's not just about automation, it's about how do you put some intelligence also in automation, how do you put AI also in automation. That is where you will be skilled enough or ready for the jobs which are there in the market. Now there will be downside, so for some roles, and from here, from these roles, people are now slowly migrating to more IT related jobs or semi tech related jobs. People are migrating towards, because they know that I can learn few tools and I will be more skilled and relevant to this economy. So automation of repetitive jobs where your mind is not too much applied, you just do things very much repeatedly. There automation, and in fact automation with intelligence, where in customer support automation with intelligent will come in picture, and there people are kind of getting reduced. People are now kind of like people are removed from those roles, not 100%, but AI is integrated to reduce the workforce at the end. Administrative functions is one of the examples as well. So point is, where you have repetitive job, there AI can do it very easily. But where you have to put your mind, you have to understand the overall system, the features, the changes. It depends upon how user, what problems users are facing, and then there is a whole ecosystem of code development, then your beach may get cloud, etc., etc. It becomes super difficult for AI to change it fully. So at the end of it, your reskilling becomes very important. Whether you are right now student or in college, you are or a fresher, or you're trying to switch your career, the skilling part is very important, because at the end of it, if you think about it, if you are skilled enough, you will be getting the job, you will get into IT industry. Now today, alumni who will be talking about his journey, you will see that person is also from non-tech background. Now if he kind of cleared it, the only reason was that he got the right skills to go through, right? He got the right skills to show during the interview. So if you're skilled enough, you are going to get into this particular career choice. Now next, if I talk about your career growth, right? So because you have to understand that software engineering AI will impact or not, but whether there is a growth in the career, how your growth looks like overall in this market. So it starts with mostly when you get into the tech domain, right? As a developer, your journey starts with front end development, right? You learn HTML, CSS, React, right? JavaScript, these all things you learn to start your journey. You will create the application, and there will be one more person who is senior enough to manage the cloud and to create the APIs, create the structure of data, databases and all. So all those things, somebody who is backend engineer will do it, that require more years of experience. So this is where you start. As you go forward more in your in terms of years of experience, you get better, deeper understanding of cloud, you get deeper understanding of how data should be managed, how your everything backend part is working. So that is where you move from your entry level to mid level. You start getting into backend, you start getting into designing the systems, at which application to use, which services to use, which third party application to integrate. So that is what your overall system design which you have to, which you will be involved in. And when you go from here to 5+ years of experience, you start designing the large scale systems. You start designing the large scale systems. So you get into more towards lead roles. You become full stack developers. Here, front end, you learn back end, and here you become full stack. You understand now that, okay, 5 years I have spent in this particular field. I know that if some feature or some application to be developed, I know from where it will be started, how it should be set up, how it will be available for the use. You understand end to end, and you can do it for something where millions of people are going to use it. And then after that, at the end, executive roles, where you go 10 plus. After 10 plus, if you are in this industry, again, that I don't have to tell you how relevant you become. So overall, if you talk about the career growth, if you talk about the journey, this is what almost 95-98% of the people they follow, right? When you entry at the entry level, when you enter into this career, you are going to work with front end, then you go to back end, and then after that you design the large scale system design, right? So today, as I mentioned, alumni, he has also gone through the same thing. So I was having discussion with him before this session, and he kind of told me that he's got hired as React JS developer, but then after that now he's working on backend as well, on SQL, managing the data. So that is where he has now started translating to, that is where he has now started getting into. So that is the next stop for him, let's say backend engineer. Then after that he will get into lead roles after that. So this is what your career growth looks like, and that this is the natural way of progression. You go more deeper into understanding the system in depth. Right. So until now, you have understood one simple thing, that AI will help you. AI will not make software development obsolete. AI is there to help you with ensuring that you have the relevant skills, you can develop faster, you can have good code structure, etc. But it will not replace anybody, it will empower people. Now, one thing which you have to keep it in mind, that there are opportunities. You have to skill yourself rightly. You have to skill yourself in the right manner so that you can get into this field and you can start your career, right? And what those right things are, what all right languages you have to learn, how much time it takes, that is where now we will get into, right, inside this roadmap section. So first thing, there is a simple 4 step strategy if I talk about in very much overview kind of, if I give you, right? You have to be clear with what companies want, right? So what I have kind of talked about until now, you have to get into some let's say cloud, you have to get into one stack, etc, etc. You have to research by yourself as well what companies want, and you can go to our website, you can look over there, because we in this particular industry for 4+ years now, placing multiple students, freshers from different backgrounds. We know to a certain level that what companies want, right? Because that is also something which keeps on changing, every 6 months. You will see something else or the other will come as a requirement for software developer, and you have to ensure that those things are something which your fresher students or just candidates who are looking forward for to job, they are skilled. Next part is that once you have understood what companies want, you will get into build skills that matter, right? Build skills that matter. You work on JavaScript as a language, which helps you develop the application. Modern stack where React JS, MongoDB, Node.js, it kind of covers the whole ecosystem of development, data storage, your front end UI, your back end, everything is managed by front end with modern stack. Then system design. How do you design the system? How do you bring cloud in picture? How do you put git and docker? How, what type of code should be written? What code will push the data, push the code whole application to be make it available for users? Those are the things you learn. Cloud security is another thing, how secure your overall application is, because I like, you hear very frequently that applications are being hacked, accounts are being hacked, data is getting stolen. So all those things are real threat, so you have to keep that in mind. You cannot keep your whole security very weak, right? It has to be, and it's not just a password security, right? what all what all links are exposed to users, how user can kind of interact with your login ID and password. So everything makes something secure to ensure that hackers are not coming over there and doing some kind of unauthorized access to your data. After that, you work on projects, you work on your credentials, you work on structured learning. So skills, now you have to do some kind of structured learning over here. You work on projects, which are end to end and gives you a very good understanding at the end of it, right? Starts from the basic and goes till you make this application live for the user, and that too not just a basic hello world, but you have an understanding of the full-fledged, a decent enough application. How do you make it live? Then only you are confident enough to face the interviews. You're good enough or confident enough to join the company and start working in company from day one, or some trainings are required after 1 month, right? So it is important to work on project, it's important to showcase your or work on the skills in very structured manner, right? And at the end, through mock interviews, the career guidance. These things are something also very, very important in this whole journey. So when you start from now, let's say if you think about, okay, I want to get into this field, you think about what are these skills, be very clear about it, right? Search about it, hear me out, try to understand what I am telling, but you also should search about it. Be very clear what all skills are required, right? That will give you a direction, that will give you a roadmap. Then after that, you have to work on projects. What projects I'm going to work on? Then you have to go through some how do you present yourself during the interview, how do you build your resume. And once that is done, start applying and you will kind of land to start your first job, right? Now this is something which is a very four step easy way to give you an understanding, to give you a thought process, to give you a framework to think about. Now, I want to go a little bit more deeper into how we have designed the curriculum. Now, it totally depends upon you. You have the topics, you have the modules. It will take you some time to go through a structured learning and go through. When you go through that, right, does not mean that you have to go from alma beta or something, right? The purpose of this master class is to ensure that you understand what it takes to become a developer, right? What it takes to become a developer. That is something which you have to understand, what topics you need to cover, because it can take you 4 or 5 years to fully become a full stack developer. But at the end of it, how much do you need to learn to start it off, right? These kind of things you have to kind of understand in a very clear manner. So let me share this one of the program which we have, and the thought process what we have given to structure it, coming from so many hiring partners and so many students getting placed, right? So I'm just giving you an example of masters in computer science, cloud computing, and this is where we have the end-to-end curriculum, all the things attached. And I've tried to give you a direction so that you have on this website all the topics also. If you want to go through it on your own, you can just search and try to go through it on your own as well, right? So we have here, let's say, foundation track. Where do you start with? The first thing which you see, it will take you 6 to 8 months overall to make yourself ready for the industry. Now, how do you start? Where do you start? The first thing which you should learn is JavaScript. You should make yourself comfortable with one of the language. Now, it can be Java, Python, etc., etc. But if you have to do it between 6 to 8 months, you cannot do lot of languages. Rather, focus on one which is very core to the application development, and that is JavaScript. You start with JavaScript. Now, topics, you can see decision systems, loops, arrays, strings, object, E5, ES5, ES6 concept. These are some things which are very fundamental, complete in itself. These are the topics mandatory. Now, there can be 100 more topics which you have, which you should cover in JavaScript. But the topics which are mentioned over here, it covers for 95 to 98% of the things, right? Then you keep on searching about it, keep on learning about it if it is required. Next part, after you have learned about the JavaScript basics, you get into DAC, right? To build your foundation further, right? To build your foundation further, to make your logic building more clearer, right? So you have design analysis of algorithms. Here you have, again, these are the topics. You can use any language. Better would be you can use, if you can use JavaScript. It further solidifies your understanding of JavaScript, because remember, you have just spent 2 months in the tech domain as of now, right? It's just 2 months. If you are starting from zero, it's just 2 months. It takes time for people to get themselves comfortable with the whole ecosystem. So not to switch to any language, but rather learn the algorithms, learn how the same JavaScript can be used to solve for these pattern matching, advanced coding analysis, something like that, right? So all these you can go through this. After you are comfortable with JavaScript, you should get into front end development. I was talking about, and multiple times I have mentioned this front end development as the topic, right? So here, just yeah. So let's begin now. So here, front end development, as I mentioned, that this is something where you get into and you start getting into the React JS, Tailwind JS, right? Next JS. These are the things. Once you learn, you become comfortable with how do you code the application, right? How do you make application like what you see over here? What you see here, this is created on Next.js. How this is created, this is something which you learn in your front end development and you make yourself comfortable over here. Then once you have learned the front end, you have to learn about how do you use different databases like MongoDB. That is where you learn about MariaDB, which is your SQL. So how do you use your web services and API? This is where you learn about project management and deployment also in the basic way. How do you do it? How do you create the diagram, the diagram of whole system, which you can, where your data will be stored, how your databases will be created, right? This is what will give you a next level confidence. The first three things important for front end development, but it's not like if you're aiming for front end development, you should not know about back end and it should be zero. No, you have to have a basic fundamental understanding. The working understanding will come when you start in companies and when you experience over there. Lastly, after backend development, you have practical software engineering and cloud computing, let's say here. So in cloud computing, you have to understand that how DevOps work, how your integration of e-commerce tools, how UI UX design principles are, how UI UX design principles work, right? Design of scalable systems, how do you do it? Means design of any system or design of any application where lot of people, millions of people are going to use it, right? So this is something which you learn. Now these five things, five modules which I talk about, these are like going to take 6 to 8 months. And if you go through these topics, you will be ready for the industry to start your career in software engineering, right? To start your career in software engineering, these are the things which are fundamental. Then again, this is a master's program which I am just giving as an example of the curriculum. When you go further, when you go further into solidifying your understanding, you have to understand more about cloud. That is the part of master's in computer science, where specialization, if you look at this track, you have cloud computing in advanced form, because cloud is very integral part of the overall development. Then you have DevOps, I was talking about. So there are multiple different things. You can see Maven, Jenkins, Docker, I was talking about, GitHub, Terraform. There are multiple things which you set up over there to ensure your development to production whole system is very optimized and automated. Then after that, low level system design, high level system design, these are some things, not getting too much into this, but you need to have the understanding I talked about. When you have 3 to 5 years of experience, when you are going to go there, you need this understanding very clearly. You need to understand how do you design the system, how do you balance the load, how do you design applications scale in very deeper manner, how do you get into that, right? How do you stream processing, how do you do it? So these are the things which you are going to get into. And then lastly, NoSQL cloud data stores. This is again the last level of your whole understanding, where MongoDB or NoSQL data structures, how do you deal with that, right? Now this is something where you do the research paper, but it's a part of master's degree program. Now overall, if you have to go through the topics, if you want to understand what all topics in a structured manner which you should go through, just go over here on our masters in cloud computing, and you can see that for next 5 to 6 years, what is going to be your majority of the work. Starts with front end, you go more into development back end, and then after that you more get into the cloud engineering and setup of the cloud security and everything over there, setting up the DevOps whole system around it, right? This is what you have to go through. And please do explore this further, go through these topics. This will give you an understanding that what all things are important and where should I stop, because there can be multiple different things which are something which you don't need as a fresher, but you need to know where to stop and what all things I need to cover, which are mandatory, which are not, right? Now let's go ahead with some highlights. Just this is something where admission counselor will also be talking after some time, so you can have further clarity from there. But there are some key highlights which we look at, not just from one technical side of it, because it's not just always technical. You have the technical understanding, if you have the right skills over there, good, but you have to present yourself during your interview as well. So how do you communicate your project, right? How do you ensure that your introduction is something which is interesting for interviewers? So these are very small things. How do you present yourself? How do you tackle if you don't know any answer? Because in an interview, you cannot know 100% of the answer. So these are the things which we also look at, because we train students for first time, first job in tech domain. So if you're looking for first time getting into this career, so there are some things which you need to tune up, right? That's what we have integrated over here. More, it will be explained by admission counselor. If you guys are interested, you can have a discussion with admission counselor to go through it further. Okay, so there will be construct of almax and everything, so I will just skip this part because this will be anyway discussed by admission counselor at the end. Now it's time for our alumni. I hope you guys have understood the crux of what software engineering is. If I give you a quick overview, quick, concise way of understanding software development or software engineering. So, firstly, it start with your understanding of overall system. Users, they will have some application. Data will be stored in cloud. Developers are going to interact with this whole system using Git, Docker, which are used to establish this whole DevOps. Now, this is something which has integration of AI, where you will use AI, but these are very unique to different companies. So AI will not replace you directly, but it will be a help for you. You should know how to use AI in your overall software engineering, right? And that's why we cover, when you go to curriculum, you will see that we cover all those key pointers, that where your AI integration, how do you use AI for, let's say, code generation, all of those we try to cover at the end, so that you are ready and you are skilled enough for the interviews you are going to appear for. Now, I hope you guys are clear with all the things. Let me now invite Javed over here, and I'm sure Javed will be talking about his journey. Javed will be talking about what excited him to choose this career, right? At the end, from non-tech to getting into tech, what were the challenges which he has faced throughout this journey? So those of you who are here, those of you who want to choose this career, just listen to him, understand his journey, because there might be some things which you will relate to. Because most of the students I have seen who are from non-tech background, they are afraid about choosing this as a career, and they are thinking about, no, companies, they don't hire. So at the end, so Javed will talk about it, that at the end, skills that will matter. And if you have the right skills, you will get your career in tech domain. So let me bring now Javed on screen. Hi Javed.
Hi,
Kaise?
hi, hi, hi everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. So guys, please welcome Javed on screen. Please give a quick thumbs up to him.
Yes, I'm audible.
Yes, Javed, you are audible. And
Uh,
thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining.
uh,
आप अपने बारे में, अपने जर्नी के बारे में, it's something which I want you to talk about, right? And I want that here students who have joined, they should get as your journey as their inspiration to kind of go through, you know. So stage is all yours. बताइए जावेद, कैसा आपका रहा जर्नी? वो आपने वेब डेवलपमेंट और सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग, सो टू से, राइट, एज अ फील्ड आपने क्यों चुना ये जावेद? क्या क्या आपका था मोटिवेशन?
First of all, I explain myself. My name is Javed Ansari. I'm from Udarpur. I did my BTech in mechanical in 2017, and after that, I have completed my MBA in 2019. After campus placement, जब मेरा placement हुआ, तो then I'm working in a banking sector. I'm not satisfied because I'm not utilize my technical skills and managerial skills. But I have heard about the वेब डेवलपमेंट बिकॉज माय कजन ब्रदर दे आर वर्किंग इन दिस सेक्टर तो उनका काम देख के थोड़ा एक्साइटेड लगता था मुझे
Hmm.
और वो एवरी डे कुछ नई चीज सीखते थे तो मुझे एक्साइटमेंट लगा और ये मेरा डिसीजन क्योंकि मैं ब्राउजिंग व्राउजिंग करता रहता था कोई भी चीज लर्निंग होती तो यूट्यूब के थ्रू लर्न करता था तो
Hmm.
मेरे ब्रदर्स ने या मेरे कजन ब्रदर ने मुझसे कहा कि भाई आप इसमें अप्लाई क्यों नहीं करते हो वेब डेवलपमेंट में करियर स्टार्ट क्यों नहीं करते हो? तो फिर मैंने स्टार्ट करा, बहुत डिफिकल्ट हुई स्टार्टिंग में कैसे स्टार्ट करूँ बिकॉज़ मैं न्यू था इस सेक्टर में। मुझे कुछ आइडिया नहीं था डेवलपमेंट का, एचटीएमएल क्या होता है, सीएसएस क्या होता है, जावास्क्रिप्ट क्या होता है, मतलब फर्स्ट स्टार्टिंग में तो वीएस कोड इंस्टॉल करने में भी डिफिकल्टी होती थी। बट फिर मेरे कज़न ब्रदर ने थोड़ी हेल्प करी, तो उन्होंने कहा कि कहीं से कोर्स के लिए अप्लाई कर दो। देन आई हैव फाउंड अल्मा बेटर। तो मैंने थोड़ा सर्च आउट करा कि प्लेसमेंट कैसा है इनका या इनकी टीचिंग कैसी है, किस तरीके से इंस्ट्रक्ट करते हैं या जॉब लगाते हैं। तो फिर मैंने डिसाइड करा कि मैंने कुछ रिसर्च करी देन आई जॉइन अल्मा बेटर। फिर स्टार्टिंग में कुछ डिफिकल्टीज़ हुई एंड आफ्टर सम टाइम आई एम कंफर्टेबल विद द कोड
Hmm.
एंड
जावेद, यहाँ पे एक चीज होता क्या है कि जितने भी लोग हैं, राइट,
हुँ,
जो स्पेसिफिकली नॉन टेक, क्योंकि आपने बोला कि आप मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग में आपने
हुँ,
ग्रेजुएशन करी, राइट,
यस, यस।
और आपने मोस्टली ये सब जो कोड करना होता है, जावास्क्रिप्ट पढ़ना होता है, ये सब
हुँ,
लैंग्वेजेस जो है, ये सब आपने फॉर द
हुँ,
फर्स्ट टाइम यू माइट हैव स्टार्टेड, राइट?
यस,
सो
यस,
कैसे आपने इनिशियल जो जर्नी होता है वो इट इज बिट डिफिकल्ट, राइट? इट्स बिट डिफिकल्ट
यस।
फॉर पीपल एंड दे काइंड ऑफ बिकम वेरी अफ्रेड अबाउट इट कि हो पाएगा या नहीं हो पाएगा, राइट? सो आई जस्ट वांट टू हियर योर थॉट प्रोसेस। आपने कैसे इस चीज को जो है स्ट्रक्चर किया, आपने कैसे प्लान किया टू लर्न कोडिंग?
स्टार्टिंग में तो बहुत डर लगता था कि मुझसे हो पाएगा या नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि मैंने डिसाइड करा था कि 2019 में भी मैंने कहा था, मैं जब एमबीए पास आउट हुआ, जब मैं जॉब कर रहा था बैंकिंग सेक्टर में, तो मैंने कज़न फ्रेंड से बोला, कॉलेज के फ्रेंड से, यार मुझे आईटी सेक्टर में जाना है। तो उसने मुझसे कहा कि बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा। तो फिर वो मैंने गैप ले लिया, 1-2 ईयर का गैप लिया। लेकिन
हम्म,
मेरे जो कज़न ब्रदर थे, वो कहते हैं करने से सब कुछ होता है, यू
हम्म,
शुड ट्राई।
हम्म,
तो स्टार्टिंग में बहुत प्रॉब्लम फेस करी, गूगल करा, मैंने यूट्यूब से वीएस कोड कैसे इंस्टॉल करते हैं, या कोड नोड कैसे इंस्टॉल करते हैं, या जावास्क्रिप्ट पे काम कैसे करते हैं, एचटीएमएल में काम कैसे, बहुत डिफिकल्टीज हुई। तो कभी गूगल करा या यूट्यूब से करके पढ़ा, तो एक राइट पाथ नहीं मिल रहा था। सपोज करो आई एम लर्निंग एवरीथिंग फ्रॉम द यूट्यूब, बट
हम्म,
आपको एक रियल लाइफ प्रोजेक्ट का एक्सपीरियंस नहीं मिलता है। तो मुझे अ, उसको करने में बहुत डिफिकल्टीज हुई थी। तो
हम्म,
कहीं-कहीं मेरे कज़न ने हेल्प करा, तो वो कितनी हेल्प कर सकते हैं, वो दे आर आल्सो वर्किंग इन आईटी सेक्टर। तो फिर मैंने डिसाइड करा कि मैं अल्मा बेटर जॉइन करा। अल्मा बेटर में कई बार क्वेश्चन आंसर सेक्शन होते थे। अगर कहीं डिफिकल्टीज आती तो बड़ा एंजाइटी होती थी कि किस प्रॉब्लम से कैसे निकलेंगे। तो एट द एंड कभी गैप दिया, तो दूसरे दिन ट्राई करा, या तो फिर वो सॉल्यूशंस मिलते हैं।
हम्म,
हल्के-हल्के चीज़ें होती हैं, स्टार्टिंग में बहुत डिफिकल्टीज़ होती हैं, लेकिन हल्के-हल्के चीज़ें होने लगती हैं।
हम्म, हम्म,
तो अल्मा बेटर में क्वेश्चन आंसर के सेशन होते थे, तो उसके थ्रू उन्होंने पूरा प्रॉपर पाथ बताया मुझे, जो टीचर्स थे, जितने भी इंस्ट्रक्टर थे। तो
हम्म,
वहाँ से मैं अपना वो जितना भी डर था, मैं वहाँ से ड्रॉप आउट हुआ, वहाँ से बाहर निकला और चीज़ें नई-नई सीखी मैंने। फिर उसके बाद मज़ा भी आने लगा मुझे नई चीज़ सीखने में। कभी-कभी क्या होता है कि आप कहीं फँसते हो, जब उसको रिज़ॉल्व कर देते हो, तो खुद को रिवॉर्ड फ़ील होता है कि यार मैंने ये कर दिखाया।
हाँ, हाँ, करेक्ट, करेक्ट। और ये टेक में बहुत होता है, यू हैव एरर
हाँ,
फॉर
टाइम
पूरे
बहुत
पूरे दिन आपका एरर चल रहा है, सॉल्व ही नहीं हो रहा है, सॉल्व ही नहीं हो रहा है, और फाइनली जब आपको वो सॉल्यूशन मिलेगा और आप सॉल्व करोगे, वो एक डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ हैप्पीनेस यू गेट, राइट? इट्स अ डोपामिन व्हिच यू गेट एट द एंड।
हाँ, डोपामाइन।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। जावेद, आप ये बताइए, आप जनरली एक और चीज़ होती है लोगों का कि जब आप इंटरव्यू में जाते हो, राइट?
हुँ, हुँ।
और जब वहाँ पे आप इंटरव्यूअर को फेस करते हो, सो एट दैट टाइम व्हाट वाज़ द एक्सपीरियंस? लाइक आप जैसे नॉन टेक से आए हुए थे, तो आपको किस टाइप का वहाँ पे कैसा लगा, आपका क्या एक्सपीरियंस था विद द इंटरव्यू, ड्यूरिंग द इंटरव्यूज़?
स्टार्टिंग में डिफिकल्टीज़ हुई कि जब मैं इंटरव्यू दे रहा था, तो वो पूछते थे क्यों इस बैकग्राउंड में आए? तो
हुँ,
मैंने बोला, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मैं जो मेरा जेन्युइन फ़ील हुआ मुझे कि थोड़ा एक्साइटमेंट था इसमें।
हुँ, हुँ,
तो या इंटरव्यू की प्रैक्टिस मैंने कर रखी थी, जो क्वेश्चन्स आंसर्स थे, वो अल्मा बेटर के इंस्ट्रक्शंस ने मुझे बताया कि आपको इस तरीके से क्वेश्चंस आस्किंग होगी, या इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन मार्केट में पूछे जा रहे हैं, या आईटी सेक्टर में पूछे जा रहे हैं, किस
हुँ,
स्किल्स की रिक्वायरमेंट है ये। जब ऑल थिंग्स आप पढ़ लेते हो, जब चीज़ें आने लगती हैं, तो एक कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप होता है। तो
करेक्ट,
अगर आप गैप भी दिखा रहे हो, या उसको किसी तरीके से अपने गैप को कंपनसेट कर रहे हो, कि मैं जैसे मैंने 2 ईयर गैप था मेरा आफ्टर जॉब,
हुँ, हुँ,
तो मैं
हुँ,
फादर का बिज़नेस करा था।
हुँ, हुँ,
तो लेकिन जब मैं इंटरव्यू में गया और मेरा इंटरव्यू अच्छा हुआ, तो कॉन्फिडेंस एक बिल्ट अप होता है, तो एक इंटरव्यूअर को भी दिखता है कि ये बंदा कर लेगा इस काम को। तो
हुँ,
वो चीज़ें हो गई, मैं इंटरव्यू क्रैक हो गया। अगर आपके पास स्किल्स है, नॉलेज है, तो ये चीज़ मैटर नहीं करती है।
करेक्ट, 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 करेक्ट। एंड दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच लॉट ऑफ पीपल दे आर रियली वरीड अबाउट, है ना जावेद? यहाँ पे होता क्या है कि लोगों को लगता है कि मेरा अगर कुछ प्रोफाइल सही नहीं है तो मैं इसमें अब कर ही नहीं सकता। दैट इज वेयर यू हैव, ऑल ऑफ यू गाइस, यू हैव टू कीप इट इन माइंड कि इफ फर्स्ट थिंग इज इंटरेस्ट, अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट दिस फील्ड, एंड दैट इज व्हाई स्टार्टिंग आप जावेद, यू हैव सीन, राइट, स्टार्टिंग के बहुत सारे पॉइंटर्स व्हिच आई हैव कवर्ड, just all about what developers do, so that you have interest in those things. You understand ki if I want to become a developer, if I will be a developer, these are the things I will be working on, है ना? That gives you a
यस,
lot of excitement. And when you start coding it by yourself, when you start seeing कि ये जो सॉफ्टवेयर था जो मैं यूज करता था उसके सिमिलर, मैं सिंपल एक से टू डू लिस्ट, राइट? टू डू लिस्ट आप यूज़ करते हो और आप खुद से जब फर्स्ट टाइम टू डू लिस्ट बनाते हो, तो आपको कितना अच्छा एक फ़ील आता है कि अरे ये देखो कितने सही तरीके से बन गया है, राइट? So these are the things which kind of makes you and gives you a motivation to complete this
मोटिवेशन।
journey and go at the end. जावेद एक और मेरे को जो आपसे जाननी है वो है अभी आप जैसे कंपनी में काम कर रहे हो, राइट? सो किन-किन
हुँ,
चीज़ों पे आप काम कर रहे हो? वहाँ पे कैसे आप एक जब यहाँ पे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं दे वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड योर डे टू डे लाइफ और व्हाट ऑल स्टैक्स यू वर्क ऑन, कैसे आपका जो है होल इकोसिस्टम ऑफ टेक इज़ डिज़ाइन। यू डोंट हैव टू गेट इंटो द कॉन्फिडेंशियल थिंग ऑफ इट, राइट? बट जस्ट गिव अ ओवरव्यू ऑफ व्हाट ऑल टूल्स यू यूज़ एंड हाउ डज़ इट गो?
आई हैव जॉइन्ड माय कंपनी इन एचआर एज़ अ रिएक्ट डेवलपर।
हुँ, हुँ।
तो सम कुछ प्रोजेक्ट मुझे अभी रिसेंटली मैं काम कर रहा हूँ एसबीआई,
हुँ,
क्योंकि
हुँ।
हमारा जो प्रोजेक्ट है वो एचआरएमएस है, तो एचआरएमएस प्रोजेक्ट हम एसबीआई वाले जो हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं। तो स्टार्टिंग में रिएक्ट में जब रियल लाइफ प्रोजेक्ट में डिफिकल्टीज़ आती है, कि जो हम लोग काम जैसे मैंने पढ़ा और वो रियल लाइफ में अप्लाई करो तो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है, बट इट्स नॉट मोर डिफिकल्ट कि आप कर नहीं पाओगे, ऐसा
हुँ,
नहीं है। तो फिर एक आइडिया हुआ कि डाटा कहाँ से आता है, डाटा कैसे सेव होता है, या फ्रंट एंड में वो डाटा यूटिलाइज़ कैसे करते हैं, और वो एपीआई के थ्रू इंटीग्रेट होता है, और डाटाबेस में डाटा सेव कैसे होता है, और किस तरीके से उसका स्ट्रक्चर डाटाबेस का होना होता है।
हुँ, हुँ।
तो वो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हुआ स्टार्टिंग में, फिर मगर चैट जीपीटी बहुत हेल्प करा, या कुछ सीनियर्स जो होते हैं वो हेल्प करते हैं, या गूगल या स्टैक ओवरफ्लो पे करके आप कर लेते हो उस चीज़ को।
हुँ,
और इस ऐसा फ़ील हो रहा था स्टार्टिंग में कि कर पाएँगे, नहीं कर पाएँगे, लेकिन आई थिंक आप करना चाहोगे तो सब चीज़ कर लेते हो। ऐसा कुछ
करेक्ट।
नहीं होता है, क्योंकि अभी मैं फ्रंट एंड में काम कर रहा था स्टार्टिंग में 6 मंथ, बट मुझे चांस मिला कि मैंने एसक्यूएल पे भी काम करा, एपीआई लेवल पे भी मैंने डॉट नेट पे काम करा, सी शार्प पे काम करा। लॉट ऑफ द थिंग्स आई लर्न फ्रॉम दी माय कंपनी।
हुँ, हुँ, हुँ। और कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती है जो आप एक्सपीरियंस जाके करके ही सीखते हो, है ना? जब आप
यस।
जाते हो एक एक लेवल फाउंडेशन अंडरस्टैंडिंग आपको आ जाती है, बट जब आप वो रियल एप्लीकेशन में घुसते हो, जो देखते हो कि यहाँ पे तो इतने सारे कोड लिखे हुए हैं, राइट?
हुँ,
एक
हुँ।
एप्लीकेशन को बनाने के लिए कितने सारे डिफरेंट कोड्स रहते हैं, रिपॉजिटरीज़ रहती है, फ्रंट एंड का एक अलग, पेमेंट का एक अलग, इसका एक अलग, राइट? और इसको कैसे डील करते हो, इट टेक्स टाइम, राइट? इट टेक्स टाइम टू गेट द हैंग ऑफ द होल इकोसिस्टम। बट एक बार जब ये आ जाता है तो फिर बहुत फिर ईज़ी लगने लगता है कि हाँ, दीज़ आर द थिंग्स व्हिच आई हैव टू वर्क ऑन। कुछ न्यू सीखना है, कहाँ पे क्या एप्लीकेशन होगा, इट बिकम्स वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आफ्टर सम टाइम, है ना?
हम सर मैं फ्रैंकली कहूँ तो स्टार्टिंग की जो लैंग्वेज होती है, अगर आपको एक लैंग्वेज आ जाती है, या आप एक बार 1 ईयर काम वर्क कर लेते हो, अब उसके बाद जब दूसरी न्यू लर्निंग कोई दूसरी स्किल सीखनी होती है, तो आपको डिफिकल्टी होती है। फर्स्ट ही
हुँ,
लैंग्वेज में आपको डिफिकल्ट होती है, क्योंकि सिंटैक्स चेंज होता है, लॉजिक आपका बिल्ड हो चुका होता है। तो
हुँ,
आई थिंक मैंने ये फील करा है कि अब जो मैं दूसरी स्किल सीखता हूँ या दूसरी लैंग्वेज सीखता हूँ, तो उसका जो टाइम पीरियड है लर्निंग का वो बहुत कम हो जाता है। जो पहले स्टार्टिंग में जो मुझे टाइम लगता था, वो इतना टाइम आज के टाइम पे नहीं लगता, कोई भी स्किल्स हो। जैसे मैंने मोबाइल डेवलपमेंट में भी काम करा है, तो मुझे
हुँ,
इतनी डिफिकल्टीज़ नहीं आई। स्टार्टिंग में जो स्टार्टिंग का फेज़ था एचटीएमएल, सीएसएस, जावास्क्रिप्ट, उस टाइम बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स आती थी।
हुँ, हुँ,
कभी-कभी लगता था डिमोटिवेट होता था, छोड़ दूँ, फिर वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाती थी, तो फिर मोटिवेट हो जाता था, अरे नहीं कर सकता हूँ। कभी-कभी ऐसा होता था कि एक कॉमा का एरर होता था, पूरे दिन परेशान हो रहे हैं कंपनी में, किसी से अपने सीनियर से पूछ रहा हूँ, कभी किसी से पूछ रहा हूँ, कोई प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं मिल रही है। खुद से
हुँ।
जब रिसर्च आउट करा, तो पता चला कि एक सिर्फ कॉमा मिस था। मैंने पूरा 1 डे खराब कर दिया उसको।
करेक्ट, करेक्ट, करेक्ट और ये होता है। ये
और
बहुत ही नेचुरल है और ये ज़रूरी नहीं है कि जब आप स्टार्ट करते हो तब होता है। ये तो आपको 5 साल के बाद एक्सपीरियंस के बाद भी ये चीज़ आ जाती है।
हाँ,
राइट? कि
हाँ, हाँ,
आपको
हाँ।
एक एरर आ गया जो कि बहुत छोटा-सा होगा बट यू विल रियलाइज़ आफ्टर 1 डे कि अरे! ये छोटा-सा चीज़ चेंज करना था। राइट?
हुँ,
हाँ जी।
सब होता है।
Or guys, this is Javed for you. You have heard him. You have kind of heard his journey. What was his motivation? Now it's time for Q&A. आप अपने questions Q&A में डालिए, chat में डालिए. Javed and I will try to answer those. Javed and I will try to give best answer to those as per our experience. So please go ahead and put the question. I will start with one question, Javed. जो ये पूरे आज का जो टॉपिक है उसका एक थीम भी था कि अभी यू सी इन मार्केट एआई सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट को पूरा ऑब्सोलीट कर देगा, राइट? सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर को ये रिप्लेस कर देगा। सो व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स? अभी आप वर्क कर रहे हो, अभी आप कंपनी में हो, आपका क्या इसमें थॉट प्रोसेस है?
Yes, sir. Can
आपका
you
क्या
speak again? Because can you again repeat your question?
हाँ,
Sorry.
सो व्हाट आई वाज़ सेइंग जैसे अभी जो एआई है, राइट?
हुँ।
अ, हाउ डू डू यू थिंक कि अभी एआई और सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर को ऑब्सोलीट कर देगा या इसको रिप्लेस कर देगा? आपको ऐसा लगता है? अभी आप जो यूज कर रहे हो, आप जो कंपनी में हो, क्या आपका ओपिनियन है
आई
इसमें?
आई डोंट थिंक सो, क्योंकि कोड इस तरीके का नहीं होता है कि आप चैट जीपीटी में डालो सॉल्यूशन मिल जाएगा। अगर
हम्म।
आपको एक प्रॉपर अंडरस्टैंडिंग ही होगी, आप पर्टिकुलर कोड डालोगे तो आपको लॉजिक बिल्ड करके दे सकता है वो, या
हम्म।
वो सिंटेक्स करेक्ट कर सकता है। लेकिन जो एक फ्लो होता है, क्योंकि किसी भी कंपनी का एक फ्लो है, जैसे जस्ट लाइक मैं अपनी कंपनी में काम करता हूँ, तो वो एचआरएमएस प्रोजेक्ट है। वो
हम्म।
उसमें एक एम्प्लॉयड की प्रोफाइल है। उस प्रोफाइल की जितना भी कंटेंट है वो यूज होता है, जितना भी डाटा है वो यूज होता है दूसरी जगह। कंपनसेशन एंड बेनिफिट का मॉड्यूल में यूज होता है, या पेरोल में यूज होता है, या टीएनए है, टाइम एंड अटेंडेंस है। तो ऐसा नहीं कि आपको एआई जो होगा वो आपको particular पूरा कोड लिख के दे देगा, ऐसा नहीं
हम्म।
होगा।
हम्म।
आपको कोड की अंडरस्टैंडिंग होगी, आपको जो रिक्वायरमेंट होगी वो चैट जीपीटी आपको दे सकता है। कोड पूरा प्रॉपर बना के नहीं देगा, आपको लॉजिक में हेल्प कर सकता है थोड़ी बहुत, की पर्टिकुलर लाइन ऑफ कोड में मुझे ये रिक्वायरमेंट चाहिए, इफ एंड एल्स की कंडीशन लगा के वो दे सकता है। लेकिन
हम्म।
आई डोंट थिंक सो कि चैट जीपीटी ऑब्सोलेट कर पाएगा, ऐसा नहीं हो
Correct,
सकता।
correct, correct, correct. And that is what people who are right now not working, they think about it. कि ये तो बहुत स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड है, चैट जीपीटी आए तो सब कुछ ही दे दे रहा है, तो सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग हो जाएगा। बट एक्चुअली ऐसा है नहीं। इतने सारे एप्लीकेशंस हैं, इतने सारा इंटीग्रेशंस है, इतने सारे एपीआईज हैं, राइट?
एपीआई
आपका बैकएंड क्लाउड है, आपके पास गिट हब है, गिट का इंटीग्रेशन है,
ग्रेट है।
पूरा डेवऑप्स बना हुआ है इधर। उन सबको आप कैसे एक जगह ला करके एक एआई रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकता है, राइट? दैट्स व्हाट एज अ डेवलपर यू हैव टू लर्न एंड यू हैव टू बी देयर। हाँ, छोटे छोटे प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट के लिए आपको जो है वो गाइड कर देगा, हेल्प कर
गाइड
देगा,
कर
बट रिप्लेस नहीं करेगा कभी भी। आप यूज करोगे, आपको यूज करना आना चाहिए। दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, है ना?
वो सर, उसका भी वो यूज जब ही कर पाएंगे जब एज अ डेवलपर आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंग लॉजिक की होगी, क्योंकि आप प्रॉम्प्ट क्या डाल के आपको आउटपुट क्या लेना है, वो
हम्म।
आप जब एज अ डेवलपर काम करोगे, आपको खुद को नॉलेज होगी, तभी आपको मिल सकता है। वो ऐसा
करेक्ट।
नहीं चैट जीपीटी आप कुछ डालोगे, पूरा मैंने अपने कोड पे प्रॉम्प्ट डाला और वो सोल्यूशन दे दिया, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। आपको भी अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए, आपका भी लॉजिक बिल्ड होना चाहिए कि आपको प्रॉम्प्ट में डाल के उस चैट जीपीटी से लेना क्या है।
हाँ, ये तो बहुत सही आपने पॉइंट बोला है कि पूछना क्या है, दैट इज ऑल्सो समथिंग वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड। और वो ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट है कि पूछना क्या है, उसके पहले समझना पड़ेगा कि सॉल्व क्या करना है।
सॉल्व क्या
राइट?
है।
और सॉल्व कैसे करना है। सही बात है। सही बात है। सो Javed, thank you so much for taking out of your time, right? And that too on weekends. I know weekends को थोड़ा सा chill out रहता है, weekend को थोड़ा जो है you went out your week's whole work, right? So please do enjoy. Thank you so much for taking out of your time. And I'm sure students जो यहाँ पे join किए हैं, they have gotten a direction, a motivation to get into this, right? As a developer, no matter alma better or not, those things are different thing. But if you want to choose this as a career, how do you think about it, right? Whether it will be something which can be helpful for you or not, उन सब चीजों पे पहले अपने खुद को समझाइए, राइट? पहले समझिए कि मेरे को सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग या वेब डेवलपमेंट में जाना है, तो मेरा इंटरेस्ट है या नहीं, और मैं इस चीज में करूंगा तो आई हैव टू गिव माई 100%। उस माइंडसेट से when you then decide on something, you will be able to go through it, and that structured learning when you do, it makes it very easy for you to get into the industry, right? Javed, thank you so
यस।
much. Thank you. Thank you.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू
Thank you so much. Thank you.
सर।
All right, guys, that was Javed for you. Can you guys give a quick thumbs up if you have understood things, if you have understood all the pointers? And I'm sure that this session is going to be really, really helpful for you guys. At the end of it, you need a direction. At the end of it, you need to hear things in a structured manner. And when you do that, you will get that confidence, right? You will get that direction. Okay, this is, there are a lot of things which goes on in the market, but how do you look at through it and look at through it in a very straight and structured manner, right? So now this is all from my end, guys. I hope you guys have liked this session. I hope you guys have found this insightful. Now next, our admission counselor will be joining here, and admission counselor will be talking about the program further. And here she will be. So here we have Pratiksha on call. Hey Pratiksha, are you able to hear me?
Oh yeah, hi everyone. Hi
Hello.
Alok.
Hello, hello,
Yeah.
hello, hello.
Hi.
So welcome to the stage now,
Thank you so
Pratiksha.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. So now I will go out of the stage, guys. If you have any interest, if you have any question about the program, please have a discussion. Pratiksha will be taking you through the Alma Better. What program do we have and how do we have designed it to give you the end-to-end experience, right? Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye bye. Have a great weekend. Over to you, Pratiksha. I'm going out of stage.
Thank you, Alok. Hi, everyone. So, I hope this session is really helpful for you guys. So, basically, this session, why we conduct this separate session for data science and a web development. So, today we are going to talk about the web development particularly. But yeah, if you have any questions regarding data science course as well, so you can drop a chat. You can drop a message in the chat. I'm going to answer all your queries, right? So let's just quickly start. I'm going to show you in this entire thing. I'm going to show you the dashboard of the student, how once you get entered in the course, so how it will look like. Plus, it's a job oriented program. So how you will be getting help from Alma Better. So let me tell you one thing. Like here, Alma Better have successfully placed 4,500 people till now, and our success rate is really good. It is around 95%. Secondly, it's a job guarantee program. So how we call job guarantee means if you enroll with our course and if you are doing really well, if you are an average student as well, or if you are doing this course like fully dedicated, or if you are, you can say a 60% of your efforts, definitely you will land up for the job, right? So let's just quickly start. I'm going to share my screen and just give me a thumbs up if you just like got the you can see my screen. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible to you all. Can I get yes in the chat box? Great, that's great. Thank you so much, guys. So, well, again, welcome to the masterclass. So, basically, this masterclass is helpful for you to understand if you are taking a career switch into IT, how it will be helpful for you, right? So, let's talk about the Alma Better. So, basically, Alma Better is helping people to take a transition, right? So, we have 75% of the people in Alma Better who are from non IT background, right? The person who have done a BCom or a MBA, or you can say a BA program, they want to take a career switch. They are the major people who join here. But yes, we do have the people who have done the computer science, who are coming from the IT background as well. So basically, here in Alma Beta, we have a different categories of the people. So yes, it's not like if you're not from IT, you cannot do this course. Definitely you can. So let me just explain you how it works further, right? So basically we provide this, like the classes will be held basically in the groups. So there will be 20 to 25 students in one batch. Secondly, you will be going to do the projects in team. So there will be 20 plus capstone projects in whole program, where you will be having hands-on practice that we call capstone projects, because the major part of IT is the projects, right? And that is really important if you're learning something. So here the best part is like you will be having 80% of the practical knowledge. So suppose if you're from coming from non IT background, and you are just scared that how will I able to do the coding? Definitely yes, because whenever we used to do anything, right, our mind captures what we are doing repeatedly, right? If I say just I'm just giving you a theory and you are just learning and learning, it becomes boring, right? So here you will be learning more about the practical. Then we are having a job, like we are giving you a job, that is we called 100% job guarantee program, right? Then if I talk about our curriculum, so basically we are covering everything from basic to the advanced level. So how it works is, for example, you are coming from non IT background, so everyone here, the people who are specially coming from non IT background, they have a mind. There will be a one question for every non IT person have in their mind: will I ever get a preference if IT person is sitting next to me? Definitely yes. See, understand one point. Here you will be judging on your skill set. Doesn't matter you are coming from BCom background, you are coming from computer science background, right? So here we have done a customization in our courses, where we are covering each and every topic, but we are focusing on more on that which is important, right? Which is, you can say, a latest version, because in technology always the upper version works, but that's not like you don't know the basics. You will learn the basics, but yeah, till which is required, you can say, right? Then it's 100% live session. So basically every session is live. In case if you missed any session, so you will be having a recorded lecture as well. and that is for the lifetime access. So you will be getting a recorded lectures, plus you will be having 20 plus capstone projects with thousands plus coding problems and assessment. So here basically after every session you will be getting one practice module where you can analyze where you need to improve. And if you have like if you are thinking that it's not clear to you, so there is an option to connect with a one-on-one mentorship session. So here we have unlimited doubt solving session. So you have heard it right. We have unlimited doubt solving sessions, right? Then we are having 50 plus mock interviews, right? So basically, when you enter, once you complete your 6 months of the journey, like here we have designed a course in 6 months and in 12 months. So for 6 months, it's a certification course, and for the 12 months, it's a master's degree program. So basically, you will be having 100, you can say after 6 months you will be entering into the placement where we are having 700 partners with us. So we are preparing you for the interviews, we are having a mock interviews, we are building up your resume, your LinkedIn profile, everything will be done by us, guys. So meanwhile, if you have any questions related to the any slide, you can just have a message in the chat box, and at the end I'm going to answer all your queries. Guys, don't be hesitate. If you have anything in your mind, you can write it down freely, because here it's a like if you are planning for a career switch, it's a big decision of your life, right? So if you have anything related to any like questions, if so you can just write it down in the chat box. I'm going to answer all your queries, right? Then this is a learning activities that we are following in Alma Better. So as I mentioned, we have 100% live session. So one more thing I need to mention, for example, if someone wants to complete their course little early, for example, you are unemployed, but you think that I can give my time, you can say 6 hours a day, and I want to complete this course in 3 months, right? So this possibility is also there, guys. Here you will be having a recorded lecture. Like there will be two type of the content. One is the every day there will be a live session, but yes, if you want a recorded session, prior recorded session for full program, you will get that. You can do the recording sessions, you can sit into the placement, you get the job, right? Then we are having projects, we are having a group discussion that mostly held on Saturdays. So our classes will be held thrice a week. It will be on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. In case if you missed any session, so you will be having a recorded sessions with you. If you are watching a recording and still if you have a problem, you have an option to have a live session discussion. Plus here we have a revision session as well. So if you missed any live, so you have an option to join that revision session where you can cover up the things. Apart from it, you will be having a daily doubt solving session where if you have any doubt, you can just resolve from there. Okay. Then we have a one-on-one mentorship. So that this one-on-one mentorship means I'm going to show you everything, right? So basically one-on-one mentorship is where if I have any academic counseling for myself, if I want to book any, you can say a job counseling for myself, so there will be a mentor. The people who are already experienced more than 10 to 12 years, they are the person who are going to give you their expertise, their experience, and they will going to share with you. If you have any question, they will give you a good counseling on that, right? Plus in certification, we are having a IIT Guwahati guest lectures. Means they are the people, the trainer basically, who are teaching in IIT Guwahati. They are going to take your session. So there is an option, if you want to visit IIT Guwahati twice a week, you are feel free to go that. Then we have a mandatory Alma X exam. So basically, what is Alma X? Alma X is our placement drive name. So if you enroll in a certification course, in certification, after 6 months, there will be one examination to check how what are that will be purely based on your 6 months learning. Whatever you learn in 6 months, that Alma X is there that you need to clear for AB, that we call AB CAT exam. Then you enter into Alma X. Alma X is our placement drive name where we are preparing you for the interviews and for mock interviews, LinkedIn profile updation, resume building, everything will be done by them. And then you will be having your actual interview, guys. Yeah. Then these are our hiring partners. So as I mentioned, we have 700 plus companies with us, where you can say Amazon is our like the partner where most of the candidate get selected into the Amazon. But yeah, we do have Accenture, Tech Mahindra, JP Morgan, KPMG. So there are so many companies, and it's not every time the same company is going to hire, right? So every time you will be having a different companies. Now let's talk about the most important part, why we all are having, why we are going for the course. Definitely for the salary package, right? So here our average package is 8 to 9 LP, but yes, we promise if you are a fresher, so you will be getting guaranteed package above 5 LPA. So some of you maybe might have any questions regarding the salary package, that I am already earning 9 LPA. If I start with this course, because I am from different domain, right? If someone is from different domain and they are want to take a switch into IT, so if you have a experience more than 24 months, so definitely the company will consider your previous experience. Doesn't matter it is from non IT or anything. So you will be getting a package like above or above 9 LP only, right? But if you are a fresher, so our average package is 8 to 9 LP. It will be guaranteed above 5. Like there will be like below 5 we don't have any companies with us that they offer. So everyone will get above 5 LPA only, right? So these are our instructors and our mentors where they are going to teach you. So here we have a three kind of trainers, you can say. So basically, first is the people who are working professional who are with us, right? Who are going to teach you. Second categories are co-founder. Alok, the person you have already met, right? He's our co-founder and he used to take the classes as well. Secondly, thirdly, we are having our IIT Guwahati trainers. So can you see that you will be getting a like a training and their experience from three different categories of people. Now we are having a Neeraj Sharma who is also a developer, right? So here, can you see that they are the working professional if they are sharing their experience with you? So that is every person have a different experience, right? So every person is going to share you like their experience, and according to that you will get to know about the market scenario. Till now guys, any questions? A part will go move further and will I'm going to show you about the you can say about the dashboard and everything. So do you have any questions guys? Anything? If you want, if you have, you can write it down in the chat box. Any questions for me guys? Yes, no, thumbs up. Everything is clear. Okay, so let's just quickly start with the student dashboard. So once you see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. So yeah, so this is how our dashboard look like, right? So basically this particularly dashboard is for data science, but it is similar same as for you can say for a web development as well, right? So let me just rehydrate it my words. So basically better provides two courses. One is data science, other one is web development program, right? So basically we have two categories. We have certification course, we have a master's degree program. So certification course we suggest to the people who are undergraduate, who are pursuing their graduation. But if you have completed your graduation, or if you have gap more than 2 years, I suggest to go with our master's degree program, because master's degree will help you in that case, right? So we have our collaboration with IIT Guwahati and the Microsoft in certification. But if you are planning for a master's degree, then we have a Wolf University. So basically, it's a UK based university where you will be having, you can say, a proper degree, right? So it will be a proper, here in India, we have MBA, MCA. It's the same like a master's in computer science, cloud computing. Yeah. And it is master's in data science, ML, and AI if someone is looking for data science as well, right? So here it's a 6 months journey where we are covering 6 modules in total. Then we have, as I mentioned, we have every after every class there will be one practice paper, right? So you will get to know that how you need to adapt the things. If you have any confusion next day, you can ask in the live session. Apart from it, you will be having a one-on-one doubt solving session. So this is the best part. If you're learning something, you're practicing, right? So there will be in total 137 total assessments that you are going to do in the entire 6 months of the journey, right? Then there will be a quiz. So after 15 days, there will be a quiz test where you can check your skills. You will get to know where you stand, where you need to improve, and there will be a one-on-one session as well, where you can take a counseling, where you can share your things with them, and they will guide you according to your, you can say, capability, right? Then we have a capstone project. So total we have 20 plus capstone projects, where we ask, like, for every module you need to complete at least one. So there will be a number of projects I'm going to show you, where you need to do, if for every module there will be a one project. So total modules are six, so you need to do at least six minimum project to sit into the placement. And the projects are really important part of every course, because for the IT person, definitely you will be working on a project solely, right? So here you will be learning, you will showcase your projects, what you have done, and on the basis of that your salary will decide, right, in the interviews. So this is how like it works. Then we have supplementary courses as well. For example, if someone wants to learn in depth, right, so there is an option to go with the recordings, and you can just explore that. Now these are instructors and our co-founders, who is also a trainer over here. So we have Rachit Jain, we have Alok Anand, we have Vikash as well. So here, Alok Anand, you can see that you have already attended, how he was explaining you everything. So he is also taking a classes. So if you have any doubts, anything, you can connect with him as well. Then this is our learn tab. So basically, here, as I mentioned, we have two type of the content. For example, if someone wants to complete this course later early, you have an option to have a, like, the classes only with recording. So here every module is recorded, so you can do this course little early, before 6 months as well, but it is only possible with recorded, not with live. If you want to do only live session, as if you asked us that what will be the good, right, for non-IT person, we suggest to go with our 100% live sessions, because for you guys it is very new, right? If you are learning something, learn like you are from day one, right? You are learning from scratch. So better to spend time and better to get everything, right? So here you will see the schedule. So because today there is no session, so that's why it is showing you no classes are scheduled for today. But if session is there, there will be a link that you can join. So here, for every time whenever you are joining a live session, so there will be option, you will get join class and you will get the live sessions. Then we have a recorded. For example, we I have missed any session or I have attended, so every live is recorded as well, right? So here I can just click on view recording and I can see, and this access will I get for the lifetime. And that this is will be the, you can say, a best part out of it, right? Then this is a practice session. So basically, as I mentioned, it is 133 session. So after every class you will be getting a practice test. So it is one, I have mentioned is 137, but here it is showing is 133. So let's see, it will be a coding assessment. So can you see, there will be 12 coding assessments, then we have 13 quizzes, and we have a coding problem, that is 133. So can you see, there are number of things that you are having, like the content is very really good. You will be getting each and everything, and you are getting a practice. That is the main important part, I can say, right? So can you see, here you can do, so there will be some examples as well that will be given to you, right? Let's talk about the project. So here we can see there will be a 26 capstone projects. So here you need to do at least six projects out of it. Yeah, so these are the projects, guys. Then we have this career option. So basically you can track your performance, like how it is been. So here, once you done this foundation track will be 100%, then only we will going to allow you to sit into the placement. And then we have our ABCAT exam. So ABCAT exam is compulsory if you are opting for certification, but if you're opting for master's degree, you don't need to give any of the examination. So this ABCAT examination is basically for the people who are entering into the placement or for the certification, you can say, right? Then as I mentioned, we have one-on-one mentorship. So from here you can book the session. So I told you in the starting that this is particularly for data science, but yeah, it is similar, same as it is same. It's just it will be showing you web development. So from here you can just click on book now, And here, can you see there are different options: academic counseling, project guidance, resume guidance, job counseling, interview guidance. So according to that, you can just book the schedule, right? Then this is the most interesting part, guys. Like, this is, you can say, that everyone is waiting for, right? So here you will be getting a number of jobs from our end, right? So let's just select for the web development, because today the session is for web development. So we are going to talk about that only. So the people have a mindset ki market mein to jobs hi nahi hai, there will be so much recession, if we are doing the course we will not land up with the job. So बिल्कुल नहीं है guys, ऐसा बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. If you are a skilled, if अगर आप skilled हो, so definitely you will be land up for the job, right? So it is like it's a myth in your mind. If you are fully skill set, definitely you will get the job. And let me just show you यहाँ पे कितने सारे jobs हैं, right? So can you see it's 2550, right? I can understand it is really new for you if you are taking a transition into IT. अगर आप अपना field change करो, definitely everything is not easy, right? We everything is tough, but once if we have a mindset that we need to do it, definitely everyone can do it, right? So here, if you have a good skill set, definitely there are number of jobs available in the market. So it's just like recession was there from, I guess, 2008. Every year there was a recession, right? But it is not, if we just assume कि recession है तो हम तो course ही नहीं करेंगे, right? Recession है तो क्या, you know, right? After 12th, हम लोगों ने सुना है कि इंजीनियरिंग में स्कोप नहीं है, द पीपल हैव लेफ्ट द इंजीनियरिंग, स्टिल दे आर डूइंग इट, राइट? सो इट्स अ लाइफ साइकिल, वी नीड टू फॉलो दैट. If you are doing the course, you need to upskill, forget about everything. And definitely people will used to say scope nahi hai, scope nahi hai, but just let me tell you one thing: once you become a like a good job, definitely the people will say, yeah, like you will have something in. So that is like, people will say everything, you will be getting in your surroundings so many people that this course doesn't have any scope, any of the course. But you know, every course have a different scope in their different field, right? The in the market, IT have a good scope, non-IT courses have a good scope. So it depends upon us as well how we are adapting the things, right? So then at the end we have this help option. So for example, if we are learning something and in the meanwhile I'm getting any error, right? So my class is at 8 p.m, so I cannot wait for a longer time. So there is an option to join a live support, where you can join a live support from here. And here the trainers are available, where you can have a one-on-one session. So for example, if you think that you cannot wait for a live session, so you have an option to connect with the trainer one-on-one. So this window is available for the time where it starts from 12 to 7 p.m, right? Every day, Monday to Saturday. It is not available on Sundays. So if you are available from like, if you have any issue, so you don't need to wait for the next class to happen. But yeah, you can resolve your doubt immediately if you are studying. So till now, guys, any doubt, any concerns that you have, you can write it down in the chat box. Yes, no. I hope my things are clear to you. So that's all like about the this dashboard. So the student dashboard is till here only. Then let's go back to the point that we were discussing, guys. So as I mentioned, we have two courses: one is data science, other one is web development, right? So we have certification, we have the master's degree program. I told you that whom to take a certification, who are the category of the person who take the master's degree, right? So if you have a gap more than 24 months, so suggestion is to go with a master's degree program, because that will be really helpful for you. Apart from it, guys, I have a one, like, you can say a good surprise for you all, where you, if you are planning to take a courses, so you can directly use this coupon that is mang20, where you can avail a good discount on the courses, right? So we have this coupon code. I'm going to copy paste in the chat box. If someone is planning to take the course, you can avail this code and take a good discount. That is particularly for the people who joined here. Yeah. So I hope you like the session. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session. I hope this session is really, really helpful for you. This session agenda is just to give you a little brief out of it. If you have has any concerns, you can book a counseling session with me. I have dropped my number. My name is Pratiksha. So here, if you have any concerns related to data science program, related to the web development, if you want to book your counseling session with me one on one, this is my number. You can directly reach out to me. This number is available on the WhatsApp, on the calling as well. Again, thank you so much, guys, for joining, and I hope you will be having a great time ahead. And this session, maybe this little help, a little guidance from our side will help you for your decision. And if you have any concerns, you can just reach us out. Yeah. Again, thank you so much, everyone, and happy weekend to all of you. Thank you.